What is going on, YouTube people? Today, we are getting ready to get on the road to HeroesCon. That's right. We got a 7-hour drive in front of us, heading off to HeroesCon. We're going to try this one out, little vlog style. We'll see how it goes. I just got gassed up, just got ice for the cooler, got some snacks, going to eat lunch on the road so I don't have to stop. Going to get into town late tonight. The show starts Friday morning tomorrow. The goal is the quest for an X-Men 1 begins tomorrow. We will see what happens. I'm not going to force it. If there's one there that I like and the price is right, I'm going to go for it. That's the plan. I don't really have a backup plan. So we'll see what happens. I have one brewing, but I got a 7-hour drive to kind of figure that stuff out. I'm also going to take advantage of CGC is doing on-site grading at the show. This is the first time they've done on-site grading for comic books since pre-pandemic, I believe. I am bringing my X-Men 266 first appearance of Gambit. The case is cracked on that in multiple spots. I think it was like that when I bought it and I just didn't catch it. So I'm going to do on-site reholdering for that. And then Adam Kubert is famous Wolverine artist, is doing a con exclusive redo of the Wolverine 88 where, he's stabbing Deadpool Deadpool has Wolverine stabbed on his swords over his head. It's a black and white virgin cover with his signature in red, and then he is doing remarks at the show called Bloody Claws, where it shows Wolverine's claws slicing into Deadpool's arms and blood splattered all over the cover. So I pre-ordered 2 of those. They were $50 a pop, and then you got to pay extra for the remarks. And then I could do CGC witnessing if I pick them up at the booth, but I'll have to pay for end of day grading, which is going to be expensive. Because I will not be there at the end of the show. The show ends on Sunday. I'm heading out. My last day at the show is Saturday. I'm heading out Sunday morning. And I want to be sure that they get done in time before I leave. And I don't want to... I could drop them off and have CGC ship them back to me, but I would rather just pay the extra and have it done and not deal with it. So that's the plan going in. We will update. I'm not sure if I'll do anything else tonight, but worst case, next update will be on the show floor tomorrow morning after we pick up our badges. All right, we're here on the show floor. It is about an hour and a half before the show actually opens. So just trying to give you guys a scope of how big the show actually is. So over in this section here is Artist Alley. There's 2 rows of that, and it goes all the way down to that wall, way down there at the end. And then this row that we're looking down here is one of the main rows. That is all vendors, mostly comic books, toys, all sorts of nonsense. And then over here, more Artist Alley stuff on the other side of that wall. Way down there, you see the CGC booth on the right in red. So pretty good sized show. From a sports card show size of things, this is probably twice as big as Culture Collision. I've never been to Dallas, so I can't comp it to that, but this is a very large show. Obviously not as big as a New York Comic Con or anything crazy like that, but lots and lots of vendor booths. So here's a little bit of a better look of the main section of Artist Alley. Goes way down there, and then the main aisle that cuts through the center of the show floor. Basically every one of those little booths are all various little independent comic book artists. Maybe have their own little project going on where you can meet them, do signings, personal sketches. They'll sell all sorts of little odds and ends of stuff. Some people come to these just for Artist Alley and don't even mess with any of the dealer stuff. All right, we're doing a little rehoarding here at the CGC booth. My first appearance Gambit. Nice big old crack in the case. So we're doing some on-site reholder. We'll pick this bad boy up later, and we get a new custom label out of it. All right, we got our books back from the Kubert signing. I pre-ordered these, and then you picked up, and you could just get them signed, or you could pay an extra $30 and get the remark, and we did that. He did a little Bloody Claws action on the remark. I could not get them CGC witnessed, so I might drop them off. The line was too long on Friday afternoon, so I might take them over there Saturday morning and try out the new JSA certification on these bad boys. But even if I don't get them graded, they're super cool. Super pleased with these. These were basically around me $80 a piece for this is a con exclusive book, and then the signatures and the remark. So, and got to meet Adam for 5 minutes while he did the artwork on them. I got a photo of that. Maybe I'll insert it in. But really cool. Really pleased with the way they turned out. Once again, they look great. All right, we are midday here at HeroesCon. No success so far on an X-Men 1. Most people are very, very overpriced. Did my Kubert signing this morning, got that done. Have to drop that off at CGC to do a little JSA. I'm gonna do the JSA certification with that. I couldn't get anyone the CGC witness, so flip the camera around real quick, show you guys the show floor. This is the center aisle at the show floor. It's kind of busy in here. It's a little slower than I think it was last year on Friday, but it is still Friday mid-afternoon. Tomorrow will be absolutely slammed in here. To the left there is the artist alley, and then over to the right here we have some of the vendor rows. But overall, pretty good show so far. Like I said, zero success on an X-Men 1 to this point. Have found a couple in the grade range that I want, but the prices are not where I need them to be. All right, we are back in the room after a mixed day one. And I say mixed, the show was great, but no luck on an X-Men 1, unfortunately. There was a handful on the show floor in a 3.5 or under, but the con pricing was real. They were very, very expensive compared to what they are selling for online. I'll give an example of like 3.5s, which are doing about 7K all day long, are stickered for 9 to 10K, give or take. And to be honest, most of the low grade copies I saw here, I wasn't even that interested in. They did not present well. Like, they didn't even present super strong, I didn't think, for the grade. So it is what it is. I don't think it's going to happen. I wanted it to happen. I was hoping it was going to happen. But like I said in the videos kind of leading up to this, I'm not going to force the issue. So if the book's not in the room, the book's not in the room. It is what it is. It sucks, but it's fine. We'll make do. Still had a good day. Today is honestly the perfect day for this show because the traffic is good. Like, it's good foot traffic, but it is not overwhelmingly busy. It's very easy to get around. It's easy to get up to booths and look at books. It's easy to dig through boxes for the most part, if that's your thing. I had to wait in line for about a half an hour for my Adam Kubert signing. I could have gotten in line sooner. I was trying to find a CGC witness and couldn't. So I could have got through that a lot quicker if I really needed to, but it is what it is. So I dropped one book off at CGC for a reholder. You probably all saw that earlier. That was supposed to be done end of day. As of right now, it's 8 o'clock. I'm back in my room. I've already had dinner, and it's still not even showing up on my CGC account page. So, oops. We'll see what I have when I wake up in the morning in regards to the emails from them, but they'll be my first stop in the morning to go see what's going on with that. Just a simple reholder, so you would think that would be in there. And then the other thing I need to do tonight is formulate a plan B. Since the X-Men 1's not going to happen, I want to pick up a couple things. There's been some things on my want list. The two things that I have in mind are an X-Men 94, which is the first inline issue past Giant Size X-Men 1. I've wanted one of those for quite a while. I don't have one, and I saw plenty of them walking around today that seem to be reasonably priced. And then the other one that's been on a list for a while is an ASM 50. So I'm going to keep my eyes peeled for that. And then just random X-Men books. If there's anything with a cool cover or whatever that I need to kind of fill out the run that I'm potentially working on, I'll kind of dig for that stuff. I didn't do a lot of that today because I wanted to figure out if the X-Men 1 was going to happen or not before I went into a deep dive on other stuff to make sure that I had the funds to allocate for it. And if I ended up pulling the trigger on one, then reevaluate from there. So that looks like it's not going to happen. Like I said, it's fine. We'll pivot to plan B. Pick up a couple other cool books, hopefully tomorrow walking around. Hopefully get my comic book back from CGC. And then we'll be planning for the Nationals. So I don't know if I'm going to split this into two parts, day one, day two. But this is the end of day one, so I'm heading to bed. This is either going to wrap up the video or this is the very middle of the video, one or the other.